Recent polls suggest that millions of Americans believe they have been abducted by UFOs. But 30 years ago, things were very different.
That was when Barney and Betty Hill went public with their story, a story that completely changed the history of UFO research.
And today, the Hill case is still under investigation.
I got to get my gun. I gotta get my gun!
All right, that's all.
This tape has never before been heard on network television. It's a 1963 recording of Barney Hill being hypnotized, the session that uncovered the first recorded case of alien abduction. The terrifying events that led Barney and his wife Betty to therapy occurred while they were driving home from Montreal, Canada to Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
All of a sudden, I saw what I thought was a new star in the sky. And as we drove along, it kept getting larger and brighter, and we'd stop to look at it. Then it came out over the highway and stopped directly in front of us. So Barney got out with binoculars. He's going to identify this craft. And then he goes out, and this is when he looks up and he sees the people standing in the window looking down at him, and the craft begins to descend.
I'm not afraid. And I walk across the road. There it is up there. Oh, God!
All right, calm down.
And he thinks they're trying to grab him. So he runs back to the car, saying they're trying to kidnap us. And we went speeding down the highway. Then there were beeping sounds, made the car vibrate. And then we drove along, and Barney left the main highway onto a dirt road, where the people that he had seen on the craft were standing in the middle of the road blocking our way. They stalled out the car motor, and then all of a sudden, the car is headed out of the dirt road. Somehow the car had changed directions, and there was, we knew something had happened, but we were not sure what had happened.
For years, the couple was haunted by their 2 hours of missing time. Finally, persistent medical problems led them to seek a doctor's advice.
He said, this sounds like medical amnesia. So he sent us to Dr. Benjamin Simon for hypnosis to open up the amnesia. Now, we went to him for 7 months, every Saturday for 2 hours.
Dr. Simon decided to use these hypnosis sessions to recover the Hills' lost time, to help them recall the events surrounding their amnesia. Terror overcame Barney as he remembered staring through binoculars at an alien in the UFO. He said he felt like a rabbit paralyzed by the eyes of a snake.
Oh, I gotta pull these binoculars away from my eyes. Because if I don't, I'll just keep staying there.
Could you hear him tell you this?
Oh, no, he didn't say it.
You felt he said it.
I know.
You know he said
Just
it.
there, yeah. Just stay there, he's saying to me. And
All right.
I'll take in my head. Just
All right.
pull the binoculars away. God, give me strength.
All right. All
Pull
right.
them down. Run! Pull these binoculars down and run. God! It says, my God, give me strength. Gotta get away. Oh! Betty!
All right.
We gotta get away, Betty!
All right. Calm down. Calm down.
UFO researcher Peter Jeremiah has been studying the Hill case for many years.
The entities dragged Barney, and I understand that Betty walked herself, but was, kind of fighting them as they went up to the craft. They were taken aboard a UFO and given separate medical examinations.
And then they tried to insert a needle-like instrument in my navel, which caused pain, so they stopped doing it. I told him, no, it will hurt. Don't do it. Don't do it. And even though it won't hurt. And he takes a needle into my navel. And I'm crying, and I tell him it's hurting, take it out.
When she asked what's going on, they said a pregnancy test. Amniocentesis was not heard of back then. Now it is.
By this time, they kept telling us that, don't be afraid, we're not going to harm you. As soon as the exams are over with, we'll take you back to your car and you can be on your way home.
Thanks to a best-selling book, Betty and Barney's story received worldwide attention. And as the first abduction victims to go public, they became an inspiration for others who felt they too had similar encounters.
When our experience became known, we were contacted, and this is still going on, by people who say, I've been abducted, I've been on board a UFO.
I think the reason it still interests people is because the phenomenon hasn't gone away. Here we are, you know, we're 30 plus years after the event, and we still have people knocking on our doors saying, hey, I had an hour and a half time go away. It's still there.
Perhaps the most compelling evidence to support the Hill's claim is that over the last 30 years, thousands of other men and women have come forward with similar experiences.
Were Barney and Betty Hill the first test subjects of some bizarre alien experiment, or were they merely the first victims of a mass delusion? No one can say.
Encounters will be back in a moment.